You know what really chaps my ass?
What?
The fact that, okay, so I got this vehicle from a dealership and now I've been having problems with it since December. And I've been getting the runaround because I am blonde. This is my thoughts only, but because I'm a female and I'm blonde, they think I don't know what the hell's happening to my vehicle. So I've been in and out of the dealership way too many times to say, and it's driving me mentally insane. So finally, we got uh, my ex put some lights in my car. It was really cool. Like in this well, like the well for your feet and all that, the pedals and all that, either side. And it's blue and it's really nice, matches my car and all this. And then lights in the front, they're pretty cool. But thing is, I was driving up my son to the airport, and that's like a 2.5 hour drive. Okay.
Right?
On the highway, I'm doing, yes, I'm speeding 120 in 110 zone, so it's not that bad. Calm down. Um, and then next thing you know, I'm driving up in the fast lane, and the semi is on my butt going up a hill, and my car just kicks me out of like the auto, like the cruise control. No lights or anything show up, but I start bogging out. Like I start losing power. I'm like, what the fuck? And I'm in the fast lane, and that could cause major, major accidents, especially with
Right.
this trailer on my butt. So thank God the guy beside me that I was trying to pass seen what was happening, and he slowed down so I can get in, right? I pull
Mhm.
all the way over and I'm pedal to the metal, and it's my engine's revving. It's sounding like at this point it's gonna blow. It was like horrible. And then it finally kicks in, starts driving again, like normal. I'm like, what the fuck just happened? And it happened three more times. So, well, one more time driving to the airport. And my son's looking at me. He's 16. He's like looking at me like, what is happening? And I'm like, I don't know. I really wish I did.
Oh,
So
wow.
I'm like limping it to the place, like the airport. I get there. I'm like, okay, please protect the drive. Make sure that everybody's safe on the flight. Everybody's safe, period. Okay. Um, so then driving back to Riverview, and I'm doing 110, maybe 111, and it starts doing it again two more times. And I'm like, okay. I drove right into the dealership once again, and I told
Hmm.
them, like, this is what's happening. And they're like, I don't know, you can check it out because I just had my turbo replaced not that long ago. So it's still under warranty. So they're checking the turbo and everything, and they're telling me that it was because of like the lights in the front that my ex installed. It was arcing with the battery, and that's why I kept on killing like the power. I'm like, all right, I'll go with that. We'll try that. But first time I had an issue with the turbo, that's why they changed it, is because, well, I went to a different dealership and they're like, no, it's the turbo. Tell them it's the turbo, and they have to replace it because it's under warranty still. I'm like, yes. So they did replace before. The guy, a female, not that I'm hating men, I'm sorry if it comes across that way, but seriously, that's what happens when you're a woman. Anyways, the guy gets in the vehicles to go for a quick spin with me. Sorry, my dogs are barking. Um, can you hear them?
Yeah, but it's okay.
Okay.
Whatever.
Anyways, long story short, the guy gets in the vehicle with me and he's like, oh, the air that you're hearing is because the windshield wiper is not all the way on and it's going through the side mirror and blowing in. I'm like, the window's closed. Do you think I'm that dumb? Like, I know it's not that. Why don't you get off your butt and do the job that you need to do? So yeah, find out all in all, all the issues that I've had since December, besides the turbo issue, was the arcing of the battery. So yeah, thanks dealerships. Maybe take the woman seriously. What happens if I was a mechanic?
But how many times is that? You know what? Because Mo is a mechanic, And
Mm-hmm.
how many times, that you're driving, something's going on with your car, you go and take it to the mechanic, or you take it to, your husband or somebody else, and then it doesn't do it.
I know. Or even when, yeah, like it doesn't show what it's doing normally. Like I even told them to take it on the highway and they're like, oh, it's doing nothing. It's fine. It sounds normal. I'm like,
Ah,
oh my gosh, give your head a shake, buddy. It's not. Like when you get a turbo replaced, it shouldn't be blowing more air through the vents when you push the gas pedal.
so I'm Linda. Thank you for listening to Using Your Melon. I'm
Right?
Linda.
Welcome to Using Your Melon. I'm Mel. Thanks for tuning in.
We are,
After you, my dear.
yeah, well, we're just chatting today about a couple of things. Obviously, Mel's having some, car issues and mechanic issues, which all of us girls all know about that stuff. Um, but other than having to deal with that, how else has your week been?
The week has been pretty good. I've been really working on my mental health because I know just with everything that has happened, I'm still off work due to things that have happened at work. But I am working on my mental health to make sure that I'm ready and able to go back, but it's going to be a long trek. Been doing some self-care, and that means for me, my house is immaculate since my son's been at his dad's. So nice. You know me, if my mental health is not doing great, my house is a mess.
Yeah.
And lately it has been so clean. It's disgusting.
No, I love that for you, because I know when you are doing better and everything's working, your house is immaculate. So
Yeah.
that makes me feel so much better, because I know that you're doing better. I wish I could be there for you, though.
I know. I miss you. But I'll maybe see you in October. So
Keep your fingers crossed.
oh yeah. Trust me, I'm crossing them.
So I want to bring up these referendum questions that we're having here in Alberta. So there is 10 of them. Yeah. And I just want to read these questions to you and see how you feel about the wording.
Oh
So
boy. Okay.
question 1, do you support the government of Alberta taking increased control over immigration for the purpose of decreasing immigration to more sustainable levels, prioritizing economic migration, and giving Albertans first priority on new employment opportunities?
Okay. I'm thinking about Calgary as it is, and I'm also thinking about New Brunswick. And I tell you, there's a lot of immigration. But you know what? I don't agree with how they word it, for one. And for two, they're trying, correct me if I'm wrong, they're trying to stop the flow of immigration, but encourage the flow of immigration. That's what I got from that question.
Yeah, basically. So with this question, in my opinion, the answer is no.
Exactly. I don't trust the government in Alberta.
And the reason for me to say no is because, first of all, we called for the immigrants to come in our Calling Alberta. And, so many people are like, oh, no, that was meant to bring in, skilled workers and blah, 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 blah. Okay, well, you can't call everybody to Alberta and then say, oh, but only these certain people can come. Like, it doesn't work that way.
I agree. No, I
right?
agree.
So no, I think the government should have actually used the money that was given by the federal government for the project totals. And, I think the government should have used that money to invest in our infrastructure. But what do I know?
That'd be great. Or the roads,
Yeah.
anything like that. That'd be great. Or
Yeah.
school or healthcare or, anything. That'd be fabulous. But
I mean, education and healthcare are only two left provincial services, and they're
that
trying to
is,
take those away as well. So,
wow.
okay,
So,
question
great.
2. Do you support the government of Alberta introducing a law mandating that only Canadian citizens, permanent residents, and individuals with an Alberta approved immigration status will be eligible for provincial funded programs such as healthcare and education and other social services? My answer is no.
No, definitely no.
Now,
Definitely
the reason why my answer is no um, is because we have students who come to Alberta to go to school, and they already pay almost triple the cost of tuition to come. Most of them have, part-time jobs or full-time jobs while they're going to school, so they're paying taxes. So if they are paying taxes, why wouldn't they be able to use the service?
Well, yeah, exactly. Not only that, but they have to pay their plane ticket down here. They have to split for the living costs. I know a lady right now that's struggling. She's like an engineer and she's working as a security guard right now because she has nobody here. And she's like, I'm trying. Like she is a smart cookie, and the fact that she is just doing a security job where everybody treats her like crap, and she's so intelligent. But I'm like it goes back to that joke again that that lady told me a long time ago when I was working in Calgary.
Mm-hmm.
Where's the best place for a woman in labor to catch a cab? In
Where?
Ontario, because all of them are doctors. I'm like, that's not funny. That is really sad. We need doctors, and yet they can't. Like they can't.
Well, I mean, I know that the Canada is loosening the restrictions that we had for doctors. So I know that is in the works. I know that there's headhunters that are out looking at all these different doctors because I mean, let's face it, there's a lot of intelligent doctors and stuff that are coming from the States
Yeah,
and coming up here. They're just not coming to Alberta.
because of Danielle Smith. I mean,
I
allegedly.
mean, yeah, Trump Jr. Anyway,
Yeah.
so okay, so that's my thing. Then she needs to not charge taxes to these citizens, to these individuals who are working and paying into it. Because if you're going to be working and paying into it, then
I should be able to
you should
use
be able
it.
to use the services. Yeah.
Exactly. I agree.
Okay. So number 3, assuming that all Canadian citizens and permanent residents continue to qualify for social support programs as they do now, do you support the government of Alberta introducing a law requiring all individuals with non-permanent legal immigration status to reside in Alberta for at least 12 months before qualifying for any provincial fund social support system? So she's wanting basically people to live here for a year before they get any kind of services that are not citizens or permanent residents. So again, how many international students are we trying to limit the amount of intelligent people coming to Alberta to go to school?
No, they're just trying to, minimize how many foreigners are coming into this city.
But there's a lot of these foreigners that are extremely smart. Like you just said, the joke about Ontario and the cabs.
Yep, I know. That's what I'm saying. It's bullshit. And you know what? We need all the help. You guys need more than, well, actually, we all through Canada needs help for doctors at least and healthcare workers and all that.
Yeah,
So
well,
why
I
we say
mean,
no?
as a healthcare worker, I mean, I know before, years before COVID, I was telling people like we have a doctor shortage.
Oh yeah.
We have nurse shortages, and it's because the university is so expensive and it takes so long to become a doctor.
Mm-hmm.
And if we don't do something about this, we're going to have issues. And sure enough, I mean, 10 years later, and I'm still saying the same thing. And people are like, where's all the doctors? Well,
They aren't here. They are
they don't
going
want to.
other places
Exactly.
that pay more and that respect them.
Yeah. Okay. So, number 4, assuming that all Canadian citizens and permanent residents continue to qualify for public health care and education as they do now, do you support the government of Alberta charging a reasonable fee or premium to individuals with non-permanent immigration status living in Alberta for their families' use of the healthcare and education system? They already pay for it. So why are we paying
Exactly. Why
twice?
say no? It's
No.
stupid.
Yeah. I mean, why? Essentially, we're all going to end up paying twice because
Yeah.
we do pay our taxes. And
Yeah.
now you want us to pay private as well.
Mm.
And even if you say, okay, well, we won't take your taxes for healthcare. Do you really think they're going to lower the taxes?
But not only that, they don't even make enough to live on, like, let's say AISH. I heard that you guys are getting rid of AISH as well.
Yep.
Or have you guys already did it?
No, it's in the process, but I mean, she's already cut like this, so like whenever federal government gives AISH extra money, she cuts it in the provincial part.
So they want more of a homeless problem than anything. And where
but they'll complain about that.
What?
Yeah. But they'll complain about that.
Well, maybe they should, pull their heads out of their ass.
I don't know. To me, I think as long as they are working and paying taxes and here legally, they should be allowed to use
rights to the resources.
The system.
Yes.
Yep.
I agree.
And it's on our provincial governments to make sure that they use the money the federal government sends to them for immigration to use it to actually put into our infrastructures and upgrading.
What you're saying is don't line their pockets.
Pretty much.
My bad.
Allegedly.
My bad.
Anyway, okay. So number 5. Do you support the government of Alberta introducing a law requiring individuals to provide proof of citizenship, such as a passport, birth certificate, or citizenship card to vote in Alberta provincial election?
I'm sorry, are we already controlled by ICE?
Yes. Actually, she had a meeting with Mark Mullen, yesterday, I think, and Mark Mullen is the new head of Homeland Security in the U.S. He's also from Oklahoma, which is not a shining example of what we want to be here in Alberta.
Great. I'm so happy I moved away from there.
Yeah.
As I was saying, that's just the exact same thing as the ICE down in the States. And that's coming to Alberta, if not already has.
Well, I mean, our IDs are already putting citizenship markers. So before people were, like, if you're a TFW, which is a temporary foreign worker or a student, remember on the back of your license, like where you have to wear your glasses, or there's letters for that, or health issues.
Yeah.
So their letter G was put on your license for temporary foreign worker or temporary student.
Okay.
So there was already a marker on our license that was not obvious for every hotel clerk or person that you have to give a copy of your driver's license to prove age, or liquor clerk or whatever, right? Like they didn't
literally already have you are a landed citizen and you're legit, so no problems. But they're literally already having that, but yet they want to get new IDs for that.
Yeah, so they're putting Canada. So like myself, I won't have that Canadian, that CAN on my license. I'm a permanent resident, but I won't have that. So now every single time I go to do something, somebody's going to know that I'm not a citizen. And so then now I'm going to have to provide my my permanent resident card to prove that I'm legal.
So what happens if you're actually born and raised here and they still, whatever, you don't look like...
Oh, no, you'll have it'll be If you're a citizen, it'll have the CAN
Yeah, but
on
what,
your license.
just like the power trips that ICE was doing down in the States. What happens if they, I don't like the color of your skin, so we're gonna cause you some hell, and I want to see your birth certificate.
Yeah,
Nobody cares that.
that's next, but we won't go there yet. Anyway, number 6. Do you support the government of Alberta working with the governments of others willing provinces to amend the Canadian Constitution to have the provincial governments and not the federal government select the justices appointed to the provincial King's Bench and appeal courts? Fuck no.
That's
No,
terrifying.
no,
So
no.
isn't that like I'm gonna say yes. So let's say let's say in Alberta for an example, because well, that's going to hell in a hand grenade. Um, what happens if they want the death penalty? Is that what you're saying?
No. So what she's asking, so right now, our Supreme Courts are
Federal.
placed by federal appointments. Okay.
Yeah.
She's wanting to take over those and be able to put in her judges that agree with her so that she can get her way and she can influence the
Wow. So
court
again,
system
trump
to
card.
do. Yes, so she wants to influence the courts. So basically the same thing that Trump did with the Supreme Courts, stack the judges so that she doesn't have actual accountability.
God dang. And nobody's noticing this?
I mean, there's some of us, but like how many times has the all the lawyers have come out? I mean, when can you ever get lawyers to agree on anything? And yet 400 of them agreed on a letter and wrote it to Smith, calling this out. Our judicial system is literally the only guardrail left we have.
Oh my
So
God.
no, the answer is no.
Hard pass.
Hard pass. Hard fucking no.
Yeah.
All right.
Wow.
Number 7. Do you support the government of Alberta working with the governments of other willing provinces to amend the Canadian Constitution to abolish the unelected federal Senate? No.
No, I don't like that idea.
Okay, so she just basically just wants Alberta to be able to do whatever the fuck she wants without being held accountable to anything federally.
Isn't that most governments nowadays?
Sorry?
Isn't that like what most governments are trying to play nowadays?
Yeah. They
all
want
the
to have
power.
autonomy, but they don't want to have accountability.
Who wants that?
Oh no.
Especially if they're legit, right?
Oh yeah, right. If you are legit, don't you think that you would
I'd want to
want
be
transparency, that you'd
exactly what I
want
was gonna say.
accountability, so that you could brag and say, yes, I actually did this?
Yeah. Right?
But no,
I know.
no, let's
I want to be all
let's
shady.
hide everything. Let's hide everything. Okay. Number 8. Do you support the government of Alberta working with the government of other willing provinces to amend the Canadian Constitution to allow provinces to opt out of federal programs that intrude on provincial jurisdiction, such as healthcare, education, and social services, without a province losing any of the associated federal funding for use in its social programs? No, fucking no. People, no. Like, so she wants the federal funding, but she doesn't want to be able to use it the way it's meant to be used. She wants to be able to then still pay for all of this
pockets
but yet she can hand it out to all the privatized doctors and clinics and stuff. No, people, listen. Yeah. I know the wait times are long. I know that.
It's going to get worse.
But in a public system, if you take the doctors and the nurses and you take them away and you put them in private clinics, the public system is going to fail.
Collapse. Yep.
That's what she's already done. So now she wants to take, because so many people, because she wants to privatize healthcare, now that's why number 8 is on here, because we've all been calling about the federal funding, for healthcare and asking for the federal government to step up and save our healthcare. Right? So that's why number 8 is in there, because the federal government can come in and impose and make her do, make her fund the public system the way it is supposed to be
Good.
funded.
I think they should.
Absolutely. So answer to number 8 is no.
Hell no.
Okay, number 9. Do you support the government of Alberta working with the government of other willing provinces to amend the Canadian Constitution to better protect provincial rights from the federal interference by giving a province's laws dealing with provincial or shared areas of constitutional jurisdiction priority over federal laws when the province laws and the federal laws conflict? No.
Long story short, it's just no to all of it, because the first question is, do you support the government? No. If it's Danielle Smith, hard pass.
But see, okay, this is my question. All these people who are wanting all of these changes done, are they going to be okay? Because listen, as much as people want to believe that the pendulum doesn't swing in Alberta because we've been conservative for 50 plus years, the pendulum is swinging with everything, all the bills that she's doing, the pendulum is swinging. So I want to ask you, conservatives, if this was an NDP government, would you be okay with all of these changes?
And the answer should be no.
No. No government.
So many things are going to be screwed. And if you guys elect, keep her in, you guys are making a big mistake. Look what happened in the States. It's going to get worse than that.
Absolutely, it will. And the thing is, Molly, that gets me is that first of all, the way that these questions are worded is to confuse people.
Oh, definitely.
So, if this was straight up and a good thing for Alberta, don't you think the question should have been straightforward instead of manipulating?
Don't be freaking exactly. Thank you. So it's condescending, for one. They think that everybody is going to be stupid and not dig into it, which, yes, I haven't, obviously, because I'm not in Alberta anymore. And yes, it does affect me still, but because my family and friends are all out there, but I'm not as dedicated as you are. So I always get my info from you. And then I also check into it too, because I'm terrified. And because once it gets into one province, it's going to
spiral.
It'll be the freaking wildfire everywhere.
Well, if you look at Doug Ford, see, that's something I've been watching here lately. So Ontario is about a year behind Alberta. Everything that Doug Ford is trying to push through and get through and do and blah, 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 right? That was done in Alberta last year. Go look at the bills that Alberta pushed through. If you don't believe me, go look at the bills and then compare them to what Ford is doing in Ontario right now. Anyway, okay, so final question. Question 10. Should Alberta remain a province of Canada, or should the government of Alberta commence the legal process required under the Canadian Constitution to hold a binding provincial referendum on whether or not Alberta should separate from Canada?
We're still on that?
Yeah.
I thought we already said no.
Well, the majority of us did. So,
and yet they want to overturn that because it didn't set right for Danielle.
Her base. Yeah.
Okay.
So option
also, didn't
1,
she already piss off some all the natives as well because of that?
Section 35, they can't get around it, no matter how much they want to. They can't. Anyway, option 1, Alberta should remain a province of Canada. Yes. Option 2, the government of Alberta should commence the legal process required under the Canadian Constitution to hold a binding provincial referendum on whether or not Alberta should separate from Canada. No. Honest to God, guys, if you want to become an American, move there.
Please,
the border is right there. Just go. And if you can't qualify, that's on you. It's not on us to change everything to make you happy.
Nope.
And
not only that, but seriously, you guys are trying to join Trump land as it is. So, as Linda said, go there and you guys can build your wall and keep your guys' asses over there.
Yep.
And then we will be happy and we'll have healthcare and all this other stuff and everything will be safer and free healthcare again, which is amazing because, you know, wait times would be less because all of them would be gone. That'd be amazing. Let's do that.
Move. Yeah. Just if you want Alberta to become a US state,
Move
move to
there.
the States. Texas and Oklahoma are looking for people. Go for it. Oklahoma, listen, guys, if you really want to move there, Oklahoma, you can get a beautiful house for like $100,000. How you're going to
And you're
pay
like
for it?
mansions.
Yeah. And how you're going to pay for it, though? I mean, I don't know because there's no jobs, which is what they want to do here. Thanks to Mark Mullen being here the other day. Yay. Anyway, that's how much it'll cost. You can get a beautiful house in Oklahoma for like $100,000. I don't know how you're going to pay for it, though, unless you're going to get on social services, which are crap in Oklahoma because, you know, everything that they want to do here, they've already done that. So if you think your house properties are going to go up in Alberta with the more deregulation and all of that crap, no, it's going to tank.
Yep.
So, you know, I don't know. People irritate me. But anyway, so those are the 9 questions. We actually are running out of time. We have 7 minutes left, Melly. So I just want to kind of go over these, you know, I wanted to go over these referendum questions because they are very important for our province. And so many people have no idea, you know, what is actually what they're doing with these questions. So if you have any questions, guys, about anything that we've said or talked about in the episode, feel free to reach out to me. You can send us an email or text, lindawalkerwrites@gmail.com. You know, if you have any questions, please feel free to send them. We will read them on the air and we'll talk about them. Right?
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, send your questions, send your comments. We would love to hear them. The other thing I really want to talk about very, very quickly is the AI Meta Center that was announced recently here in Calgary. They are investing, I guess, $13 billion to build the first Canadian AI data center in Sturgeon County. It will ultimately require 1 gigawatt of power with room to expand. Meta says it will use a closed loop cooling system designed not to continuously draw water from nearby rivers or aquifers. The company says it will contribute about US $42 million toward local infrastructure such as roads and water systems. Doesn't mention infrastructure for utilities. Anyway, the project will be powered by dedicated electricity generation, including a new natural gas-fired plant rather than relying solely on Alberta's existing grid. Now, my quick questions, guys, and I'm sorry, I'm going to take it over really quick, Melly, because I want to get this out as much as possible. Number 1, who pays before the project is operational? What public infrastructure must be upgraded first? Who is paying for roads? Who pays for transmission upgrades? Who pays for if costs exceed estimates? Number 2, noise. Large AI data centers generate continuous fan and cooling noise, even with the looping, especially with the looping system. Has a full environmental noise assessment been released? What are the noise limits and who enforces them? Number 3, water. Meta says it will use closed loop cooling, which reduces ongoing water withdrawals. That's an important distinction to remember. However, it doesn't eliminate questions. Where does the initial water come from? How often is the system replenished? How is wastewater handled? What happens during drought conditions? And what permits have been issued? Number 4, energy. The project will have dedicated generation, but key questions still remain. Will it ever draw from Alberta's grid during maintenance or outages? Who pays for additional transmission infrastructure? What impact could it have on electricity prices over time.
Mhm.
Number 5, jobs. Construction employment is substantial, but operational staff is comparatively small. Questions worth asking: how many permanent Alberta jobs? How many will be local hires? And what are the wage commitments? Number 6, public benefit. What tax incentives, if any, were offered? What royalty or revenue benefits flow to Albertans? And what contractual guarantees exist if Meta changes plans? I also want to mention in all of this, guys, there's got to be a tie. I'm working on it with the Alberta, the 4 bills that was passed, 33, 34, 41, and 46, along with the $100 Danny Buck grab, wanting all of our private information to get the $100.
Don't do it. Don't do it, people.
And then you look at the 2 data breaches that we've had, and you look at all of that in conjunction and tell me that there's not something going on.
Remember all those people that are saying, like, the implants and stuff? They don't need it. They already got you.
Yeah, they've got everybody's information.
$100.
Between the health breach and the data breach of our Elections Alberta staff, they have all the information. They just need the $100 thing. They just need you to physically tell them that they can use it.
Don't do it. It's only $100.
So don't do it. It's not worth $100, guys. I promise. Anyway.
And by the way, it'd probably be all of the taxpayers out there that would be paying for all of it anyways.
Well, it's already money that we've already paid into.
Exactly.
That's what it is. It's revenue that we've already paid. So now you're just going to give us our money back. And you're making us give all of our personal information to get $100. Not worth it.
Don't do it, guys. Please don't.
Right. Anyway, guys, I want to thank you so much for coming and spending, a little bit of your time and your day with us. And I hope we've answered some of your questions. If not, please, like I said, send us your questions. We'd love to answer them. Well, we'll answer them on air. But in the meantime, Melly, do you have anything final to say?
Keep your chin up, guys, and fight a good fight, because definitely need to.
Absolutely. All right, guys. So until next week, I hope you guys have a wonderful week, and thanks for using your melon.
Have a great day, guys.
Bye.